Hi everyone, welcome back to Off the Mark. Today we are going over what I'm going to be calling the Spiritus at Home rig. It's a Spiritus cologne done by Krydex. They're a Chinese company, and no, I don't make any money off of them. It's just what I could afford, and I wanted something that had decent reviews. So this is what I ended up with. It's an $83 clone of a $300 Spiritus rig with everything that comes from that. This is what I ended up with. This is the Krydex Micro Fight V3, I believe. And what it is a placard / micro chest rig that comes with 6 mag pouches up front. The system up here, you can kind of Velcro and molly as you need to. And then it comes with this dangler pouch as well. And on top of that, you get radio pouch and or extra mag pouch, depending on what you're going to do with it. And while it seems kind of slim and not having all that much to it, if I need to just get up and go, I can throw this on with 6 mags or 7 or 8 mags if I need to, if I'm willing to ditch comms, which probably not going to. Then this will work. If I need to have extra admin, I've got that down here. I'm also going to throw some extra medical in here. And there's just a lot of reasons to go with a micro chest rig. But there's 1.5 million videos on micro chest rig. Why did I go with this one over another one? This one was affordable, it had good reviews, and better yet, it actually is fairly high quality for what you're paying. Is it going to be as high quality Spiritus? I can't tell you one way or the other. I don't have a Spiritus to compare it to. But so far, it's held up on the range, it's held up net when combined with my plate carrier. Now, the benefit to getting this system is everything on it is modular. It also comes with an H harness here on the back, and the H harness is probably the highest quality thing on here, to the point that Big Sarge is thinking of getting one for his traps rig that he has. Now, when I say this thing's modular, I mean everything on here is adaptable to whatever you need. If you want to run the spare, go ahead. And I'm having issues taking it off just because I haven't taken this Velcro off yet and it's kind of stuck here. But you can take this off. I'm going to take off the little loops, can do that. Done. I don't have shotgun loops. I'm not going to carry a shotgun anyway, so I don't need those. You want to come inside and take out 3 mag pouches and throw something else in there? Well, a little bit of work and you can take out the elastic straps that hold your mags in and put something else in there if you want. You can pull this out and all of a sudden I've got a very bare rig I can do whatever the hell I need to with. I can throw admin stuff in here. I can do whatever I need to. If I need to, I can attach a second placard on here if I really needed to. I'm not going to, but I could. And that's one of the interesting things is this is built to be a placard system and standalone. So we've got placard system on the back. Right now I'm holding the dangler pouch in here. And it works very well. Now, I don't have the Cry Precision JPC 2.0 clone or a 2.0 at all that requires a placard setup. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, Big Sarge and I are not fans of requiring a placard to work. If I need a slick plate carrier, I'll just go out and buy a slick plate carrier on its own. I don't want to have to rely on a placard system, no matter how interchangeable and useful they might be, to get my stuff to work. The Cry Precision JPC 2.0 only comes built in for placard use. It doesn't come in able to hold magazine pouches on its own or anything like that. So, given the propensity towards our current culture and modern militaries around the world are starting to move more towards belt kits, as we see from the war in Ukraine, because you might have to carry more ammo and more stuff on you in general, and it's easier to carry that around your hips and around your waist than it is up here. Well, then there becomes a benefit to running things more like the Cry Precision JPC 1.0 without all the extra, where you can just throw on a belt rig or a chest rig that's basically, it hangs on your shoulders and clips around your waist to become a belt kit, and then run your plate carrier with 3 mags up top and some meds. And then you're not having to be over encumbered on your chest. You're able to get more of a slim profile and just be more effective that way. Now, just like with our Rothko JPC 2.0 clone, or 1.0 clone rather, there's a lot of pros and cons that you might have to consider when getting something like this. While the quality control on mine was really good, and especially this rig and the H harness are fantastic, I can't guarantee that for all of them. While I think this is functional and will work for my needs, there are some people that are going to be like, well, I'm only going to buy things made in America, and that's fine. You do you. I'm working with what I can afford and what is actually going to work me through and get good at training with this now, so I can be more proficient with the expensive things later. I know that Dirty Civilian and Grantham would just say, go ahead and bite the bullet, buy the Cry Precision JPC 2.0 or anything like that. And while I would agree in some cases, in a lot of others, if you're like me and you're just trying to begin on this preparedness journey and you only have a couple weekends a month to get training in and you don't have a ton of money to throw at things, then something like this works out for you well. And so will the Rothko JPC 1.0 clone or something similar. This is my Rothko JPC 1.0 clone with the Spiritus we have at home, Krydex. The buckles I added up top that y'all saw in previous video is what I clipped these into. And then I've added some side buckles as well to make sure this doesn't bounce around. And we're good aside from the dangler doing as danglers do. So this is probably how I'll run this, along with some extra medical here or here. And this is how I'm planning on setting up my fighting rig for now. Will that change as I do other things, as I get inspired and want to try other things? Absolutely. But for now, this is how I'm running the setup. It's functional, it's tight, it's comfortable on my chest, it doesn't weigh too much, and overall this is what I'm going to be working with. And I did this for about 200 bucks in total. Whereas if I'd gotten the Cry Precision JPC 2.0 and an accompanying placard system from another brand like Spiritus or a Cry Precision placard system, I will be running myself at about $500 without plates right now. So this is kind of just how we're breaking this down for now. I've got my chest rig, I've got my plate carrier, I'm at $200. Once I get more plates, I'll update on that. And the benefit to doing it this way instead of me just outright buying it is I can do good training while I have this now, instead of doing only decent training without all the equipment on me. I would rather train with a little bit subpar equipment so that I do really well with the real deal than have no equipment at all to train with and then have to work my way up to something good or start out right with it. And just remember, guys, work within your budgets, work within what works for you. The Dirty Civilian crew likes things that are super, super high quality. Same with Grantham, and not everybody can afford that. We're all still dealing with the inflation crisis and all this other monetary crap. So get what you can afford. Don't let people look down on you for working with what you've got and what you can afford. And just remember that if you get quality training, it doesn't really matter what quality gear the other guys got, because if you're doing good training will beat gear every day of the week. I would take somebody who has a Palmetto State Armory AR, who gets hundreds of rounds down range and good training every weekend with a cheap Chinese knockoff chest rig and plate carrier, and maybe the only thing American that he bought in there was good plates. I'd take that guy in a heartbeat over the guy who has a Geisley that he never takes out to the range. And that's the thing to remember about all this is gear quality is important, and it is important to have gear that will not break on you, that you can trust. But at the end of the day, It's more about whether you're putting in the good training to do this, whether I'm putting in the good training to use this properly. There's no point in having the gear if you're not going to train with it, if you're not going to be good with it, and if you're not going to be consistent with it. I don't care if you've got a budget AR. I don't care if you've got an expensive AR. I don't care if you've got a budget loadout in general. Work within your means, train hard, and do your best to be the best at whatever you choose to be your specialty. Make friends, go LARPing, do the things that actually amount to quality training. And I think you'll find that it doesn't really matter what quality of gear you have if you're doing it right. If shit hits the fan, well, you'll be fine because you've done it the right way. So with that being said, thanks for watching Off the Mark. Let us know if you like this content. If you want to see more of it, hit that subscribe button. Big Sarge and I have some, hopefully, more fun things coming up. And with that being said, have a good one.